Gloria Carter had a daughter. For 19 years, nobody in the bottom knew she existed. And the one man who found out, Reverend Booker, used it to destroy her. Tonight, I'm going to tell you how. But first, the night she told my mama. After it all has happened on the night at Gloria Carter's house, which involved my daddy. My daddy came home before sunrise. He sat at the kitchen table. And my mama, who had been awake since 2 o'clock that morning, set a cup of coffee in front of him, sat down across from him, and waited. He told her where he had been, what had happened. And then he said, "Cora Lee, Gloria asked me to send you to her in the morning." Mama went. Years later, she told me that when she arrived, Gloria was still sitting at her kitchen table. The lamp was burning. She had not slept. Mama sat down. She did not ask a single question. Mama told me later, with certain people, the questions you ask are the questions you'll get answered. So she waited. And Gloria turned around, put both hands flat on the table, and said with a tremor in her voice, "Cora Lee, I have a daughter. She is 19 years old. She lives in Tifton, Alabama, and nobody in the bottom has ever known she exists." Gloria had been sending money to an address in Alabama every month for 19 years. Not to a bank, not to a lawyer, to a woman named Mrs. Delia Foss, the woman who had taken the baby when Gloria could not keep her. The arrangement was simple: raise the child well, keep her safe, and never tell her who her mother was. When Mama came home that morning, she looked different, like someone who had just been handed a burden she would carry for the rest of her life, and had already decided to carry it. I asked her what was wrong. She said, "Nothing is wrong. Someone trusted me with something. I intend to be worthy of that trust." And she was. She never told a soul. She carried Gloria's secret to her grave. And now I am going to tell it. Gloria Carter was 21 years old when the baby was born. She was in her second year of college. By every account I ever heard, she was a young woman headed somewhere. The baby's father was the son of a respected family in Tifton, educated, promising, expected to become somebody. When Gloria told him she was pregnant, he gave her 2 choices: handle it quietly or handle it alone. When she refused both, he made a 3rd choice for her. His family called it an arrangement. Mrs. Delia Foss would take the baby. Gloria would send money every month, and everyone else would pretend none of it had ever happened. The spring after the baby was born, Gloria left Tifton. She arrived in the bottom with 1 suitcase, a library card, and a composure nobody could crack. For years, people mistook that composure for strength. Maybe it was, but it was also grief. It was sacrifice. It was 19 years of mailing money to a child who could never know her name. Now you know what that composure cost. Her daughter's name was Ruth. Gloria had chosen the name herself. She held the baby for 3 days. Then she let her go. Mrs. Delia Foss kept the name. It was the one thing Gloria asked for. The letters told her just enough to keep breathing. Ruth was healthy. Ruth was smart. She learned to read early. And Ruth had no idea Gloria existed. Mama told me that sometime that morning, Gloria covered her face with her hands, not crying, just sitting there. Then she looked up and said, "Every month I send that envelope, I tell myself I'm doing the right thing, that she's safe, that she's cared for, that that's what matters. Then I mail it, and afterward I stand at my kitchen sink for a while." Mama didn't answer. What answer was there? What changed? For 19 years the arrangement held. The money went out, the letters came back. Ruth was safe. Then everything changed. Mrs. Delia Foss died, and with her died the arrangement. No one was left to receive the money. No one was left to keep the secret. Ruth was 19. Going through Mrs. Delia's things, she found a box. Letters. Envelopes. 19 years of monthly money from Macon, Georgia. And she wrote to the return address. Reverend Booker learned about Gloria's daughter through a confidence that was never meant to leave his office. Not from Gloria. She would never have told him. A woman in his congregation had distant family ties to Mrs. Delia Foss. When Mrs. Delia died, certain things were said. Certain things were overheard. The woman brought what she knew to a man who knew Reverend Booker, trusting him with it. He kept the information, just not the trust, and passed it to Reverend Booker. Booker came to Gloria's door on a Tuesday afternoon, not carrying a Bible. Just a man arriving with information. He told her he knew about the daughter. He told her Ruth had written, and then he told her what he wanted. He wanted Gloria Carter gone, not because of Ruth, not because of the past, because Gloria had spent years helping people find things that were supposed to stay buried, and people had started asking questions. Questions certain men preferred unanswered. Reverend Booker had finally found his leverage. Gloria did not tell him yes. She did not tell him no. She told him she needed time. Then she sent for my daddy. Because before Booker left, he said one more thing. He would be back that night for her answer. Gloria knew what kind of man he was. And she knew some conversations are safer when somebody else is in the room. 6 weeks after that night, Gloria Carter left the bottom. Not because Reverend Booker had broken her, because she had finally made a decision 19 years in the making. She went back to Tifton. She went to find Ruth. Mama was the only person she told. The morning before she left, Gloria came to our house. The two of them sat in the back room for nearly an hour. I never learned what was said. But I remember standing in the hallway, the way I was always standing in the hallway. And after Gloria left, I heard Mama crying. Quietly, the way she did everything. I told you before that I was jealous of Gloria Carter, jealous of what she had with my mama. Years later, when I finally understood the whole story, the daughter, the letters, the 19 years, I understood something else. My mama knew Gloria Carter completely. And for 19 years, she carried that knowledge so carefully that not even I knew it existed. I thought I was jealous of what Mama gave Gloria. What I did not understand was what it cost her to give it. A secret like that could have made Cora Lee Cross the most talked about woman in the bottom. She never spoke a word of it because someone trusted her. And to my mama, that was reason enough. 3 years later, I told you I found out about Gloria's daughter. 3 years after my daddy told me about the night in her kitchen at 2 in the morning. Gloria had come back to Macon by then. Not to the bottom. She never came back to the bottom. But she was in Macon, and occasionally, rarely, she and I would sit together. She told me about Ruth that night because something had happened, something that changed the shape of the secret. Ruth had found her. Gloria told me what Ruth looked like, how she stood, the way she held her hands when she was nervous. She told me what Ruth said when she found her. She said, "I am not here to make you feel guilty. I am here because I needed to see your face." Gloria told me that, and then she did not say anything for a long time. And I sat across from her at that kitchen table at 2 in the morning, and I understood something I have been trying to find the right words for ever since. Some things you carry because you believe you deserve to carry them. And some things you carry because putting them down would mean admitting how heavy they were. Gloria had been carrying both kinds at the same time for 19 years. And I have told you that I have been keeping something from my daughter for 30 years. I need to tell you now that those two things are connected. What I have been keeping from my daughter has to do with Ruth. I'm not ready to tell you how, not yet, but I am getting closer. Tonight I told you where Gloria Carter came from and what it cost her to leave. I told you what Reverend Booker did when he finally found something he could use against her, and I told you why she left the bottom, not because she was defeated, because there was somewhere she needed to be. A young woman named Ruth wanted answers, and Gloria was done loving her from a distance. Some daughters never learn what that distance cost. Ruth did. For years I thought Gloria Carter was the exception. I thought Reverend Booker saw an opportunity and took it. I was wrong. Gloria Carter was not the only woman in the bottom whose most private truth ended up in Reverend Booker's hands. Next episode, I am going to tell you about the year my daughter was 7, about the worst season of my life, and about the woman who came to my door without being asked, a woman who knew something about Reverend Booker that I did not. By then, I had seen the pieces. I just had not seen the pattern. A pattern has a shape, and I am finally ready to show you its shape. You come back now. You hear me?